Hello guys! Welcome back! In the war in Afghanistan, a local translator takes a big risk to help an injured sergeant by carrying him across tough terrain for many miles. The movie starts by saying that after September 11th, the United States sent 10,000 soldiers to Afghanistan. 10 years later, the number of U.S. military people there grew to almost 100,000. They used interpreters who got visas for themselves and their families to help them. On a very hot day, Master Sergeant John Kinley and his team do a checkpoint operation. The dedicated translator and soldier check the vehicles. One driver gets really mad at the questions, and this catches the attention of some other soldiers. Feeling the tension rise, Kinley tells them to search the truck's cargo area carefully, while others take important positions. The driver, soaked in sweat and really anxious, tries to escape and a bomb explodes. Kinley and his team feel very sad about losing Jizzy and Hadi, their friends. They need a new translator, and Kinley picks Ahmed because people said great things about him. Ahmed impresses Kinley with his smartness, bravery, and how he acts. Kinley trusts Ahmed and thinks he will be a good part of the team. With the new team set, they start their job to find dangerous homemade bombs. The next day, they keep going on their patrols and reach a building at the end of the road. Ahmed knows the building and says they need help to find what they are looking for. Even so, Kinley keeps going, and a local person lets them in, but they find a hookah lounge with people passed out and hookah pipes everywhere. Kinley feels really defeated and sits down in a chair. On another day, they go for a long drive in the desert. They think the Taliban is making bombs there. A second translator says they should go a different way because the main road is blocked from rain. Kinley agrees. Ahmed tells Kinley to be careful and think about the plan. Kinley stops and has some people check the area while someone talks to a plane above. The place looks safe, but when Kinley talks to Ahmed, the other translator forces Kinley to the ground with a gun to his neck. He tells Ahmed to drop his gun. Ahmed does it, and the other translator says the Taliban has his family. The plane shows it is almost time for an ambush. Back at the base, Kinley learns that Ahmed joined the U.S. military after the Taliban killed his son. Kinley now understands Ahmed's reasons better, but he tells Ahmed never to disobey again. Kinley talks to his boss, Colonel Volks, about the rules that limit what he can do. Sergeant O'Brady hears them and gives Kinley a name he needs. The team finds a person who is a drug dealer. Instead of translating word for word, Ahmed talks to the person. Ahmed gives the dealer some money, but the dealer won't agree. Ahmed carefully looks at the situation and decides to give the dealer more money. Kinley does not like this. But after Ahmed keeps trying, he convinces the dealer to help the team. The drug dealer tells them where they make the dangerous devices, and this shows there is not just one place where they make them. There are different parts and steps in making these dangerous things, and they put them together later. Kinley and the team go to a desert place and find something really valuable. Kinley tells others about it on the radio, and help will come in 15 minutes. They know their spot is not safe for long, so Kinley leads them forward. Sadly, they find 3 people hurting an Afghan man. But they are too late to help, and more Taliban people come, so they fight with them. The whole team gets hurt in the fight. In all the chaos, Kinley and Ahmed manage to run away in one of the Taliban's trucks. The United States Army comes to get the fallen team members. But they have a problem with their truck, so Kinley and Ahmed leave it behind. Instead, they use the land and trees to help them stay hidden in the woods or mountains. They cannot talk to anyone on the radio because it is too far. They have to spend the night in the mountains. At the same time, the Taliban people know they are being followed, so they tell their leader. The leader says they must catch Kinley and Ahmed no matter what. In the morning, Kinley wakes up Ahmed and they hear a signal on a radio. They know it means the enemy is close, so they need to move quickly. They go back towards their base and meet 2 men in a valley, but the men do not have any weapons, so Kinley and Ahmed have to use their own to protect themselves. When they go up a hill, they almost do not get seen by 2 men with binoculars. But right at the end, they do get seen. They do not have a choice, they have to use their guns. The noise from the guns tells the Taliban where they are. They go into a house. Kinley tries to find a way to escape, but he gets shot in his leg, side, and shoulder. Ahmed comes out and kills the Taliban men. He takes the truck and puts Kinley in the back. They use the main roads to go as far as they can. But then, 3 Taliban men stop them because the truck has problems. They make Ahmed give them a ride. One of them goes in the front with Ahmed, and the other 2 sit in the back. Kinley stays still, hidden under blankets and rugs. Ahmed helps Kinley with his wounds as best as he can, but it is not much. They go to a different place, and Ahmed gets a wagon instead of the truck. It is really hard for him, but he tries to push Kinley up the mountains with it. Ahmed covers Kinley with blankets to keep him safe from the sun. The next day, Ahmed gets to a high place on top of a mountain. He can see their base a few miles away, and this is a big step in their journey. At a small shop outside, they get the things they need. Ahmed gets some water, but this catches the attention of a few Taliban trucks. They see Ahmed, and one of them starts looking under the coverings, and they find Kinley. Ahmed quickly takes care of the Taliban men. Soon, the United States soldiers come to the scene. Ahmed is very tired, and they make him raise his hands, put handcuffs on him, and make him lie on the ground. He tells the soldiers that Kinley is in his wagon. The soldier checks and is surprised to find Kinley alive, which is a big shock. Kinley wakes up in a hospital, sometimes knowing what is going on and sometimes feeling confused. The next thing he remembers is being back home in Santa Clarita, California. He tries to cook steaks for his family, but there is something missing in his eyes, showing that he is still feeling bad from what happened. Kinley finds out that Ahmed and his family have to hide because they are waiting for their visas. Kinley tries really hard to get help from anyone, but it is not easy, and he keeps getting stopped on the phone for a long time. After being on hold for 3 hours and getting disconnected, he starts drinking, and his family is worried. Kinley hears that there needs to be a background check before they can get visas, and this seems strange. He keeps trying to make progress, but he keeps getting put on hold. He gets very angry when he gets disconnected and feels like he is not getting anywhere when he is trying to get help in Afghanistan. Ahmed is hiding with his wife and 3-month-old baby. Suddenly, he gets a call saying the Taliban know where they are. The person on the phone tells him to leave through the back door. But when they go there is a man at the back door. Ahmed's wife takes their bag and Ahmed hides behind the door. When the man comes in, Ahmed surprises and kills him. They run out the back door just as the Taliban come in the front. In the streets, Ahmed has to blend in with the people so the Taliban do not find him. They quickly sit at another family's dinner table and pretend to be part of the family to avoid getting caught. When the streets are clear, Ahmed and his family quickly get into the back of a truck and escape to safety. Kinley thinks about another way to get help, hiring private people. His wife says they can take a loan on their house to pay for it. Kinley really wants this to work, so he asks Colonel Volks to make sure they get the visas on time. But Volks warns him that the Taliban put a reward on his head, so it is dangerous. Even though it is risky, Kinley knows it is important to make peace and find answers. He says goodbye to his family and goes back to Afghanistan with a different name, Ron K. He meets the leader of the operation, but they say they have to change the plans because a United Nations person is coming. Kinley does not want to wait, and he wants to help Ahmed and his family like they planned. Kinley gets a truck and what he needs and gets ready to meet Ahmed's brother as part of the plan. When he meets Ahmed's brother, he finds out the brother does business with the Taliban and gives Kinley a driver who will take him to where Ahmed and his family are. While heading to Ahmed's place, a checkpoint worker insists on checking the back of the vehicle where Kinley is hiding. As the worker gets too close, Kinley has no choice but to defend himself. He quickly hides the worker's body near the riverbank. Unfortunately, a Taliban spy sees what they did and takes a photo of Kinley, which proves who he is. Realizing how serious this is, the boss sends more people and tells the spy to follow Kinley and capture him, dead or alive. Kinley now faces a bigger danger from the Taliban. Ahmed is busy fixing a pickup truck, and his wife is with their baby at a nearby table. Suddenly, Ahmed hears a familiar voice and sees Kinley, who is in disguise with glasses and a scarf. Kinley surprises Ahmed by showing that he has their visas, which is a big step in getting them out safely. Ahmed and his family quickly get into the back of the driver's truck because they know they are being followed. Kinley tells the private helpers about the situation, and they get ready to help. Meanwhile, a computer expert figures out that Ron K is really John Kinley. The boss realizes they made a mistake by focusing on the UN person, and he sends a powerful plane called the Angel of Death to help Kinley. The Taliban sends more people to find Kinley. Kinley and Ahmed start shooting at the closest enemy vehicle, making it crash and block the way for the others. They reach a tunnel and have to leave their truck. Kinley tells his team to put the truck in the tunnel to block it and give them more time. He puts a grenade that explodes when the Taliban comes. Ahmed and Kinley move to the other end of the tunnel to stay safe on that side of the dam. The driver fights with the Taliban on the other side, about a quarter of a mile away. The Taliban shoots back. Ahmed and Kinley shoot back too. The driver's wife takes their baby to a shed on the dam. When Kinley runs out of bullets, the driver gets hurt. Ahmed uses the last shots from his gun right when the Taliban gets closer. Suddenly, an Angel plane comes, and its weapons take out all the Taliban after a helicopter takes them away. Kinley and Ahmed get on a military transport to go back to the United States. While all this is happening, they look at each other and show their respect. As the story ends, words on the screen tell us how hard it is for Afghan interpreters now that the military left Afghanistan. Many of them have been killed for helping the soldiers, and others are hiding from the Taliban. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. Take care, and see you next time.